Welcome to the Divine Hangout. I'm your host, Hillary Jubilee. It is my intention that when you listen to this podcast, you experience an increase in peace, abundance, and divine miracles in your life experience. If you love all things spirituality, wellness, healing, manifestation, and miracles, you are in the exact right place at the exact right time. Let's enter the portal together. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Divine Hangout. It's Hillary, and today we're talking about manifesting for other people, and I just wanted to touch on this because I practice this myself, and I have a little story from today that just happened. So I'm going to give a few examples of when I have personally done this for others. And yeah, because everyone and everything is the self pushed out as per Neville Goddard teachings, which just means we're all connected. Everything is a reflection of the imagination, and people show up how you assume they're going to show up. So if you keep telling a story about somebody, so-and-so's always late, so-and-so's always late, and complaining and focusing on the fact that they're always late, you're actually perpetuating them always being late. If you see them as a person who's on time, they will start to show up that way. It may not be right away, but if you stop complaining and stop focusing on the lack and stop focusing on the behavior that you don't like and actually start seeing them as somebody who has their stuff together, then they will start showing up as that. Like they may still the old version of them may still trickle, they may still be late, and you just affirm and you just imagine, nope, they're always on time. And they'll start to reflect that back. So that's just a small example of if you keep on assuming that the person is the way they are and that's just how they are and people don't change and you view them that way because that's been your past experience, you actually have the power to shift and change the behavior of other people. And I will preface this by saying let's always just do it in a helpful way, in a loving way, not just to appease ourselves. Obviously someone always being late it affects both people, but it's not you're only making them do something for yourself that doesn't benefit them. So always just do it in a loving way. I'll just leave it at that. And some examples of how I've done this is today, actually, my boyfriend Joe and I were at a cafe eating some breakfast, and we were sitting at a table outside. And when we parked very close to where we were going. And I said, oh, I think it's Sunday, but I think they made it so you have to pay every day for parking now. So I said, okay, I think you have to pay for parking. You get the seat, I'll go in and get the food. So I went and got the food. I paid with cash. And when the lady gave me the change, I had this thought in my head being oh, I should give this toonie to Joe outside so that he can use it for parking. But then I was oh no, he probably already got the parking. I just put it away. And then we were sitting eating our food, and my back is to the car, and he's oh no, I just got a ticket. And he's it was literally right there. So he ran up to the ticket lady, and I kind of looked, and she had already put the ticket on the car. And I just turned back, I just decided not to look, and I just imagined him saying, I didn't get the ticket. I just assumed that the ticket was no longer. And he came back after a few minutes, and he said, I didn't get a ticket. I was oh, that's nice. I was manifesting that. So yeah, she literally took the ticket off the car after she had already placed it. So that was a really fun one today that I played with. Another story of this is in Neville Goddard's lectures. He has him telling the story in his own voice, so you can search that up. But basically, he tells the story of one of the people that he was teaching manifestation. And the person would always get their haircut. It was a man in a barbershop, always got his haircut by the same guy. And then one day the guy was sick or wasn't there or something. And he got his haircut by this newer barber, who was really, really good at his job and was super passionate about his job. And he did an amazing haircut that he was so passionate and so just had a good attitude, and the guy really liked him. And the guy asked him, you like cutting hair? And he's yeah, I love it. I would love to own my own shop, and just was super passionate about cutting hair. And so the guy decided to help him by imagining him as the boss barber. And he didn't say anything to the guy. He didn't make any moves or anything. He just went, did an imaginal scene of that guy being in charge, having his own shop. And a few months later, something happened with the owner, and I don't know exactly what happened, but the owner left or whatever. And that barber somehow became the owner, the manager, and like made the shop like the best in the city and all this, and he was just thriving. So there's little things like that where like if you hear that somebody has a dream, you can imagine that them already fulfilling that dream and being at the top of their craft, something that they want, right? I've done this for people that I love and care about for jobs. So my partner Joe, when we first met, he got laid off, and I imagined him just in a job that was, congruent with his values and aligned. And he got this amazing job that allows him to travel, allows us to travel. And I didn't even add that as part of my manifestation or my imaginal scene. I just wanted something aligned, and that, was for the highest good of all. And then we get to travel somewhere that I'm sure I'll be talking about it soon when we actually go, but we'll be traveling somewhere that I've always wanted to go, that's always been at the top of my travel list. So it benefited everyone involved. And it's fully remote. He can work from home, and / we were gonna travel to a very distant location that I'm very excited to go to, and I'll show you guys. I'm probably gonna be vlogging when I'm there, so that's super exciting. But anyway, the job for him, I helped manifest. Obviously he was manifesting it as well, but the more minds that are on the one task, it's more powerful. I've done the job thing with another friend of mine. She was really miserable at her job, and I helped imagine for her. I imagined receiving a text from her that she got the job that she wanted. And she did get that job. I've also done this for people's health. Like if anybody tells me that they're ill, or they're sick, or they're sick in any way, there's any type of illness, I just immediately start imagining them telling me that they're better. They've never looked better. I always just immediately start imagining them healthy, whole, and complete. I don't ignore it, and I don't I still acknowledge them. I'm sorry you're going through that, but then immediately I start thinking of them as whole and healthy, doing my part in making them healthy. And then the last example that I'll just touch on in this video is that my cousin James, he had a really messed up experience with a rental, and it just was a disaster. And so he sent a message to my family group chat, and was like, this is happening. We're trying to find a good place to live. And anyway, I did he sent me a voice note of what happened, and that's, I think, episode 37. It's a manifestation success story, dreamy place to live, I think is the title. I think it's episode 37, a few episodes ago, so if you can go listen to that. But yeah, he got this amazing place that's right on the water. I didn't even have specificities when I was manifesting for him. I imagined for him as well, and he was doing the manifesting too. But just it was just amazing and mind-blowing, the outcome that he got. And same with Joe's job. I'm just what? We were traveling, it's so crazy. Anyways, I think that's all. So if you have something if you ever hear a friend complaining about something, or they have a dream that they want, or they feel sick or something like that, just remember that you have the power to actually imagine the best for them. And use your imagination in a loving way, because when you imagine the best for others, that energy gets reflected back to yourself. So anytime you imagine something, because you can imagine ill for people as well. Neville Goddard talks about this as well. I'm not going to pretend that you can't imagine bad things for people, because you can. But whatever energy you're putting out is what you're actually doing to yourself, because people aren't actually separate from you. Everyone is connected. So whatever you wish on another, you're actually wishing for yourself too. Maybe not the exact thing, but that exact energy, the same energy that you wish for other people, is what will come back to you. So always imagine lovingly on behalf of others, and you will get lifted up in the process as well. Okay? Love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.